What's up, fuckers? It's tea time. The presidential debate was last night. Joe Biden versus the Joker. We saw a presidential candidate and a sociopathic clown discuss the future of the American people. It was held at a university, but it sure felt like a fucking preschool to me. The Trumppublicans are blaming poor Chris Wallace for the results of that shit show, and for once, I agree with them. Chris should have provided a talking stick for little Donnie to physically hold on to so he would know when it was his turn to speak. Teachers use talking sticks to teach young children communication skills and how to share. Donnie may be in his 70s, but mentally he's a fucking toddler. Each candidate was supposed to get 2 minutes to speak on each topic. Donnie, that was this many fingers. You'd think two-pump Trump would be very familiar with the 2-minute limit. At least his baby trouser carrot is. That is according to respected political analyst Stormy Daniels. Thanks, girl. Joe spoke about policies and bettering America while the rectum on Trump's face suffered a severe case of the orange splatters. Just spewing and spraying nothing but fucking diarrhea. Trump was asked about healthcare, climate change, and racial division. I didn't hear a single suggestion on how to improve any of them. All he did was raise his gut-wrenching voice up to a fucking foghorn level and talk over everyone. Being loud doesn't make you smart, bitch. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to use the word smart with you. Now, I'm not diabetic, but over 34 million people in this country are. And good news for y'all, Trump told us all last night that insulin is as cheap as water. Kind of like Ritalin at Trump's house. I bet it's on tap. But if that's the case, why do we have people in this country who are rationing their insulin by splitting or skipping doses? Alec Ray Sean Smith, does anybody remember him? The 26-year-old man who died 3 days before his payday in 2018 because he couldn't afford his insulin? He only made $35,000 a year. Too much to qualify for Medicaid or for subsidies in Minnesota's health insurance marketplace. He found a plan with a $450 premium each month and an annual deductible of $7,600. He took a second job to cover the premium, but he couldn't cover the deductible and he fucking died. Today, 1 vial of insulin can cost $250, and some people need 6 vials per month. So where the fuck is this cheap insulin, Donald? Because the American people would love to visit the pharmacy in your alternate reality, but unfortunately, we're all stuck in the real world where we have to pay real money for medicine and pay taxes. People need affordable health care in this country, but then again, how would the rich profit off people's pain and suffering? Last night, Trump admitted that greenhouse gases contribute to climate change. Oopsie doopsie. Now we know he believes in climate change, but acting to stop climate change is just too fucking expensive, which is why he rolled back the Obama Clean Power Plan. Trump said, I believe we have to do everything we can to have immaculate air and water, but then immediately followed that with how he wants to relax fuel economy standards because he said it wouldn't make enough of a difference in climate change. So instead of taking a step forward, we're gonna go a step backwards. How about that? Over the last decade, utilities have been slashing CO2 emissions from power plants mainly by switching over to cleaner fuels. In 2016, for the first time since 1979, America's cars, trucks, and airplanes emitted more carbon dioxide than power plants did. So gutting fuel economy standards is actually one of the worst things that Trump could do for climate change. But to him, leaves falling from trees and onto the forest floor is the problem. The forest not being raked is what's causing this global threat, so we can keep polluting the oceans and continue deforestation as long as we rake the fucking leaves. So basically, the season of autumn is a global threat. That's what I'm gathering from this septic tank of lies. Until last night, I believe some of the worst racial injustices of this year were the murders of people like George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. But I was wrong. It happens. All the little black boys and girls in this country learned on live TV last night that their lives don't matter to the most powerful man in this country. The racist in chief was asked multiple times to condemn white supremacy and racist groups like the Proud Boys. He refused. Instead, he told them to stand back and stand by. Trump gave the Proud Boys a reason to celebrate when he told them to stand by, which literally means wait with readiness for duty. And that's why I'm going to tell y'all again, wear red to the fucking polls. The President of the United States refused to push back against organized racism in this country. Instead, he fueled the fire. Regardless of who won the presidential debate last night, we the people lost. So let's make America great again. Trump 2020 for prison. I want everybody to have a great fucking day unless you're not going to fight for your right to vote blue.